All right, welcome to your mat. Welcome to this practice. So the intention of this practice, it's not power yoga, it's not vinyasa, it's not Baptiste-inspired flow. This is about letting go of tension, right? First identifying any tension in the body, and then really paying special attention to where we tend to carry tension in the body, right? Which is in the shoulders, the chest, right? The lats, the side body, and the hips, right? So really working from the neck to the hips, melting, letting go. Really nice practice to do either in the morning to kind of set your foundation, or maybe at night to kind of turn things down. So we'll start like we typically do in a power yoga practice, by going into a little bit of naming and noting by allowing ourselves to go through a body scan. All right, so come to a cross-legged seated position wherever you are. All right, and then allow yourself to kind of move around, right? Maybe roll the head side to side. And then once you've settled in a cross-legged seated position, allow the eyes to gently close, allow the lips to gently close. The chin travels directly under the crown of the head. All right, and then I'll walk you through a quick little body scan. All right, so the intention of this practice is to let go of tension. So can we first identify any specific tension in your body right now? All right, so starting with the tips of your toes, just bring that spotlight of attention to the tips of your toes. All right, noticing any sensation or lack of sensation in the toes. All right, and then working that awareness to the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, the ankles. Noting that any sensations in the shins, the calves, the lower leg. All right, working that spotlight of attention up the knees, into the thighs, the hamstrings, the inner thighs. All right, noting any sensation in the hips, the pelvis, the groin. All right, as we move that body scan up the low back, up the mid back, scanning for any sensation in the upper back, and then working your way back down as you bring that awareness to the chest and belly. Allowing that awareness once more to travel up the spine as it ends in the shoulders, and then work your attention down from the right shoulder head into the fingertips, noticing and becoming aware of any tension in that right arm. And allowing that awareness to travel down the left shoulder head, ending at the left fingertips. And once more, just noting any sensation or lack of sensation there. And allowing that spotlight of awareness to travel up the four sides of the neck as it moves up to the crown of the head. And then slowly scan down the forehead, the eyes, the cheek, the nose, the jaw. Letting go of any tension or identifying any tension in the tongue, ears, brow line, and the muscles behind the eyes. And then from that body scan, sending your awareness into your entire body right now. All right, allowing that expanded attention to identify anything that might need a little extra attention as we start to melt tension. All right, so from there, slowly beginning to blink your eyes open. All right, what we'll do from here is we'll take a big breath in together, and then a big breath out. Very nice. So with hands on the knees, right, begin to pull your chest forward, drawing your shoulder blades behind you as you look up. Very nice, and then exhale as you round in the spine, trying to bring your biceps together in front of the body. Inhale, draw the heart forward, pull through, look up. Exhale, round in the spine, right? Allow that forehead to be the last thing that arrives into the fold. Drag the heart forward as you inhale. And then exhale, round the spine. And then do about 3 to 5 more here. Just starting to flex and extend the spine. All right, paying attention to any sensations in the body. All right, staying grounded in your breath as we move through a few more of these. And eventually coming back towards center. All right, and then from here we'll take a twist. So the left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, and then think about pushing your heart in between your shoulders, looking over your right shoulder, staying rooted into the hips, breathing deep with the belly here. Don't allow the air to get trapped up into the lungs. Take one more big breath in. Awesome, and then slowly exhale as you come back towards center. From there, drag the heart forward once more. Round the spine again. Back towards that neutral spine, chin under the crown of the head. And then we'll take that twist to the opposite side. All right, so really use that right arm to twist as you look over that left shoulder. Breathing with your belly. One more big breath in here. And then slowly come back towards center. Awesome. And so what we'll do here, again, because we carry tension in the shoulders, right? Even when you think about stress, right? We tend to sort of carry it in the shoulders. So we'll start to dig into those. Allow that right hand, right, to reach over the chest. And then take that left forearm on the back end of the right forearm and start to pull that right bicep towards your chest, closing your eyes there. Right, and if that isn't enough of a stress, maybe moving that left forearm, right, more up by the right tricep, pulling your chest over from there, pulling the bicep towards the chest. Right, and think here about slightly looking towards the right and then pushing your right tricep into your left forearm as you press your left forearm into your right tricep. All right, eyes can close or stay softly open. Breathing into this right deltoid, the back of this right arm for another 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Gently release. Maybe kind of shake any tension out of that right arm you may have stirred up. And then opposite side, right? So reach that left arm across the chest. Allow that right forearm to start at the forearm of the left arm, pulling your left arm into the chest. Or maybe you move that left forearm a little closer to the tricep, right? Whatever works for you. All right, but feel some resistance, not just fully pulling, right? You want to resist and find that balance of opposites by pushing that left tricep into the forearm. Breathing here, right? If you like a mudra or anything with your hands, it just keeps you more grounded, right? Keeps you more purposefully present, right? Whatever works for you, go for it. Very nice. One more big breath in here. And then we'll gently release. Very nice. Shaking out that left arm. Perfect. Right, so what we'll do here, right, is we'll take that live long and prosper sign with that right hand, right? We've done these in some flows previously. And we'll take that right hand and it'll frame the left ear, right? And then we're not going to crank that neck over to the side. We're just going to allow for the weight of the right arm to naturally start to pull that right ear to the right shoulder, right? Pressing that left ear up into the palm as you allow the full weight of the right arm to really start to lengthen and melt any tension in that left side of your neck. Right? And you might need to find a different trajectory of your chin. Some of you like to look more down. You find your sweet spot there. Some of you like to look more up. Right? It kind of depends on the day and the stack of your skeleton, what it is that you need. All right, if you want to intensify the stretch, you can take your left arm and start to reach towards the mat or towards the earth, right? Maybe kind of tapping a little bit with that left middle finger, right? And then kind of create that big long line of energy from the left arm all the way up to the left ear. Breathe in here for a few more rounds of breath. All right, the opposing forces here is pressing that left side of your head up into your palm as you allow that palm to naturally allow gravity to press back into the side of the head. All right, slowly begin to release. Allow that head to naturally kind of travel back up, right? Awesome. And then from there, we'll travel into the opposite side of the neck. So we'll take that long live and prosper sign with the left hand, right? Say hi to Tank. There he is again. Right, allow that the V of the fingers, right, to frame that right ear. Right, and then what we'll do here is gently allow that weight of the left arm to melt any tension in that right side of the neck. Breathe. All right, option to keep your hand on your lap, your thigh, right, or to begin to intensify that stretch by reaching that right middle finger right to where it can barely tap the mat. Right, and then feel like you're pulling a long line of energy from that right middle finger all the way up to the right ear. All right, playing with different trajectories of the chin, right? Looking more up, looking more down. Right, always finding benefit here of closing the eyes. Right, focusing on any place where you can identify tension. Maybe that came up in that body scan, or maybe something that comes up right now. And allowing yourself to really breathe into that space of tension. I like breathing in and out from wherever you find it. All right, a few more breaths here. All right, slowly begin to release, allowing the head to naturally travel back up towards center line. And then we'll interlace the fingers, right? And then allow the palms to travel to the back of the head. So once more, we're not crunching, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna allow the weight of our arms to just naturally start to allow the forehead to drop down towards the pelvis. All right, elbows. Allow gravity just to take hold of the arms. And then press the back of the head up into the palms. That's a really important step here, right? Because we're not just allowing the spine to round. We want to keep that spine really nice and stacked, but then allow that cervical spine, your neck, to start to decompress. All right, it can be a similar feeling to plow pose here. Breathe. All right, maybe visualizing gills cut into the back of your neck and you're breathing in and out of those gills. Allowing the elbows to get a little closer together adds a little bit of a deeper stretch. All right, but resist pulling down and cranking into the neck. All right, melting tension here patiently, breath after breath. All right, allowing every exhale to release something in the area of focus. A few more breaths here. And slowly undo the bind of your fingers. Allow the arms to just fall to your side. And then the head naturally rises up, right? Noticing how it kind of wants to travel back towards center line, right? Letting it do its own thing. Cool. So from here, what we'll do is we'll kind of open up the chest a little bit more from a seat, right? So kind of a counter opening to that back of the neck trap melt that we just did. So allow the fingertips to point towards the back of your mat, right? Your hands are about a palm's width distance behind your hips. And then from here, just think about Ustrasana or camel on your butt, right? So kind of pull the heart forward, right? Roll the elbows back as the biceps externally rotate, right? Looking up here, maybe pushing your chin towards the chest, opening up the chest. We're just here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Very nice. Kind of shake out the arms, right? Perfect. So what we'll do here is we're going to find that eagle bind of the arms, right? So that Garudasana or eagle bind. We're going to move that right elbow under the left elbow, right? So if you can bind the palms, I can barely bind the palms, go for it, right? If you can't, right, even this, just across of the elbows, I think is okay for what we're doing, right? So find whatever works for you, right? And then notice how the elbows kind of want to fall to our side, or fall to our sternum here. Move the elbows up to shoulder height, okay? And then move the hands away from the face. Feel that big opening in the back of the left shoulder. Very nice. And then from here, instead of allowing the elbows to move towards the belly button, let the elbows move down towards the sternum, right? That's a big stretch, at least it is for me. Right, and then what we'll do here is drop the ear towards the right, and then roll the ear back over towards the left. Drop it back towards the right, and then hold it here. All right, so maybe closing your eyes, breathing into the back of that left shoulder. All right, isolating that left trap. All right, really starting to build into a deeper and deeper stretch in the shoulders here. All right, and even from a place of mindfulness, practicing that skill always. Right, just paying attention to the sensations, paying attention to the breath, and allowing yourself just to observe any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that show up. All right, letting them pass through. All right, slowly allow that chin to travel back down towards your chest. Head travels back up to center, right? Allow the elbows to move back up to shoulder height, and then undo the bind of your arms if you'd like. Again, shake it out, right? Really nice. All right, feeling any difference between left and right arm right now? And then we'll move that left elbow under the, or left elbow crease under the right elbow, right? Whether you can bind the arms or not really isn't as important as getting the elbows up to shoulder height, right? Allowing the hands to travel away from the face, right? And then find that big stretch down the back of the right shoulder, right? And then from there, again, we're not rounding into the spine. We're keeping the spine long and then just allowing the elbows to drop down towards the sternum, right? Once more, that's intense, at least it is for me, right? So maintain your breath, right? If breath is modify, right? But if you can maintain your breath, right? Breathe just like we were to start in that seated position. Dropping your head down as you rock your head to the left, and then rock your head back to the right. All right, rocking back to the left, holding it here. All right, maybe adjusting your arms if they're kind of coming out of the bind, keeping that spine long. And breathing. For 3, 2, 1. Chin travels back down towards the chest, elbows up, undo the bind of the arms, and just kind of shake them out. Very nice. Awesome. So start to pull the heart through again, and then start to round the spine again, right? And kind of get a little bit flowy with it, a little bit dancey with it if you'd like, right? Kind of rocking yourself forward and then rolling yourself back. Right, noticing any difference in the shoulders, or maybe they feel the same. Right, if you have more time, maybe you want to go through that sequence again. Right, if not, allow the crown of the head to once more travel back over the chin. Right, take a moment here to close the eyes. And just bring that awareness into the shoulders. Right, visualize either a different version of yourself, a friend, right, whatever, your favorite yoga teacher. Right, coming behind you and putting their hands on your shoulders and like visualize that shoulder massage. Right, feel that tension melt just through that visualization. Bringing that soft smile to your face, honoring the fact that you're doing something good for yourself. Right, connecting to the body and letting go of anything unnecessary. Very nice. From that place, big breath in. And then a full breath out. Awesome. So we're going to stay in the upper body before we get into the hips, but we're going to get into the chest a little bit here. So hands into the mat. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll walk ourselves back and then roll onto the belly and then reach the arms out like a T. Right, allow that right arm to get a little bit closer to the top of the mat so it moves almost in that Y direction. And then move that left arm under the shoulder. And then from here, really press that right palm firmly into the earth as you start to roll onto the right side. Maybe pointing that left knee towards the sky or ceiling, allowing the side of your head to rest onto the mat, keeping that left hand under the left shoulder, and really opening this right side of the chest. Also coming into a gentle spinal twist here as well. All right, once more, really useful to allow yourself to breathe into the right side of your chest here, right, where you feel that intensity of the stretch, right, breathe fully into it, and on the exhale, right, allow a little melty release in that same region. All right, slowly coming back onto your belly, reaching the arms out once more like a T. And then I like that left arm a little into that Y position, but you might be a little different, right? Allow that right hand to travel under the shoulder, roll onto the left side of the body. All right, right and left chest might be different. All right, allowing that right knee to point up towards the ceiling if you can roll with a little bit more flexibility in the chest. All right, melting into that left side. And almost like your left chest was hollow, right? When you breathe in, you're filling up that hollow space.
And when you breathe out, you're like re-hollowing, emptying out that space of any tension the inhale may have picked up. Awesome. Slowly come back onto your belly. Beautiful. Awesome. And then from there, right, sit back into a child's pose if you'd like. All right, taking a breath in child's pose as we inhale together. And then a big exhale. Awesome. So from here, roll it back up into a tabletop pose. Awesome. And then from tabletop pose, cross your ankles under you, right? And then allow yourself to bend the knees, heels onto the mat, hands behind your hips, and then just kind of rock the hips side to side. All right, so we're not in sort of a classic vinyasa practice. All right, so the hips might be a little cold, a little tight. All right, so we're kind of rocking into them. Think about kind of like foam rolling without a foam roller here. All right, if you find a place of tension, right, find it, identify it, maybe kind of rub that glute into the earth to release a little bit of it. All right, but keep rocking side to side here. There, it's awesome. A few more tick-tocks of the shins. All right, and then from there, cross the ankles under you, and we'll step back into a downward facing dog. All right, so we're not coming into any vinyasas or anything like that, just finding down dog for a moment. Breathing into the back of the body here, fanning the fingers out, and then inhale your right leg high to the sky, and then step it into a half pigeon pose, allowing your right knee to travel towards your right wrist, pointing your left toe straight back. And again, because this is, you might be a little colder or less loose than you normally would be in a practice, right? Come into the half pigeon that you can maintain right now, right? Allowing yourself to walk the spine forward, leading from the heart, and eventually allowing yourself to arrive in your half pigeon pose. And we won't be here for long. I'm just here to get a little melty into the hips. By all means, if you'd like to practice double pigeon here or a different version, go for it. But practice something a little bit more passive, right? Something where ease is dominated, right? Or ease is the dominant energy, right? Not so much effort. Slowly walking your hands back up your shins, right? And then from there, tuck the left toes under, step your right leg back into a downward facing dog. From there, inhale left leg high to the sky, and then step it into your half pigeon here on the opposite side. All right, mindful of any difference between right and left thigh. All right. Awesome, and then when you're ready, as you exhale, slowly walking yourself into that left hip. Right, running with that theme of a lot of visualizations here today. In this half pigeon pose, I would invite you to think about like a 20-pound bag of ice or a bag of sand, right? Whatever works. All right, and then feel that bag of sand or that bag of ice gently laid onto your back. Right, feeling that surrender of any tension in that left hip. Breathe. Slowly beginning to walk the hands back towards the hips. Very nice. And then from there, roll both legs forward, right? Back into those kind of yoga cans here, right? So we're going to rock back and forth onto the hips. Awesome. All right, and then from there, extend both legs out. All right, from there, one Paschimottanasana. Big inhale as you reach up, and then exhale as you forward. All right, allowing any tension in the hips, the hamstrings to release here for 4, 3, 2, One, gently release, allow the heels and the glutes to come closer together. Right, and then from there, just cross the legs. Right, so back to where we started. All right, and so we'll come full circle with a quick little body scan here. All right, so hands rest wherever they may. Closing the eyes as it starts to rain outside in my backyard. Taking a moment to honor the fact that you've done something to let go of tension, to pay attention to any sort of energy that you've carried in the body and to do something about it. And with that self-worth, with that value in mind, bringing that awareness to the body. Owning the fact that you've created whatever feeling you're sitting in right now. And then ending with gratitude. Right? Gratitude as a skill to release any tension as well. The tension of anxiety, shifting towards gratitude is a nice remedy for that. All right, so grateful that you practiced, grateful that you showed up. All right, and from that place, we all have the opportunity to always say, Namaste.